I will be starting a new series where I rank every single Lumion from Lumion Legacy as unbiasedly as I can based on 7 different criteria. And where else to start but with the first Lumion inside the Lumipedia, Embit. The battle prowess for Embit is quite solid. There aren't really any bad matchups for Embit inside the area of the game that you'll be using it in. Aside from Twiddle and Babor, Embit is pretty much unbothered in the first 3 routes of the game. And Embit's also really good against the first Battlefielders Dark types. Its melee attack stat is also really good, a lot higher than its range attack stats, but unfortunately, Embit does not learn a single melee fire type move. It learns Singe at level 5, the level that you get it at, and that's it! Embit gets a 6 out of 10 for battle prowess. Every single beginner Lumion and their evolutions will get the exact same availability score in a 7 out of 10. My reasoning being, you could literally get it as the very first Lumion that you actually use inside of the game, but if you want more than one, then you're gonna have to pay Robux. And unless the availability method involves using a trade resort, I'm pretending as if the trade resort does not exist. So if you don't get it at the very beginning of the game, you need to use Robux, which, decreases the score a little bit from being the 10 out of 10 it would have been. Embit's concept is relatively simple. It is a fire rabbit, not much to say there. Not that every single Lumion needs to have a complex concept, but it is just an elemental animal. 7 out of 10. Embit's design is, in my opinion, quite nice. I personally think it is adorable, but it is worth mentioning that it is kinda just a rabbit that has red on it. Apart from the red hue, the only part of its design that matches its concept as a fire rabbit is its tail, which in my opinion is not enough. It is still quite cute though, 7 out of 10. For whatever reason, a lot of the alpha gleaming forms for a lot of the Lumions turned pink, including Embit. I am personally quite a big fan of this alpha because it's pink, but looking at it unbiasedly, they could have very easily picked a different hue to turn it into, since pink is very close to red, obviously. However, it's not that bad, and it is clearly more towards the magenta-ish hues instead of the orangish hues that regular Embit has, and I really like the white fur. I think that is what gives it the most difference from regular Embit. 7.5 out of 10. Embit's gamma is very close to being a grayscale gamma, or monochrome if you were there for that whole thing. It does have a slight purple hue to it, but it is very evidently monochrome. Having a monochrome gamma does not necessarily mean I'm going to give you a low score, however. Monochrome gammas can and do look nice sometimes. It's just whether it was executed correctly and whether I think it was rushed or not. And in Embit's case, I don't think it was rushed. 8 out of 10. Lastly, let's touch on Embit's name. Usually, not always, but usually you're going to want a smaller, shorter name for smaller, generally cuter creature designs. And I think Embit's name suits this design quite nicely. Its roots are Ember and Rabbit. Very simple, but I think it works amazingly. 10 out of 10. So averaging out all of Embit's scores gives it a final score of 7.5 out of 10. Currently the only Lumion that we have ranked. Do you agree with my scores? Let me know in the comments down below.